Hey boys and girls, welcome to our virtual cooking camp. And this is the craft part of the camp for day number 1. This craft is probably pretty easy and it can be pretty creative on your part if you like to draw or color or make things look decorative, I guess. But today's craft is rewriting an old family recipe. We know that family recipes are important to us. We know we know they're good because we've had them. And you might want to look through your recipe books or ask your parents about an old family recipe that they have enjoyed through the years and that you might be able to use. Now, the craft part of today is to copy that recipe and put it on your own card or your own index card, construction paper, notebook paper. Copying that recipe, you can do that in several ways. One, you can use a pen or a pencil to copy that recipe on a piece of paper, construction paper, index card. Secondly, if you have a copying machine, you can copy that recipe from the cookbook, cut it out, and then you can glue it or tape it onto a recipe card. You just need to be creative and be careful about copying a recipe to make sure you got the ingredients right and the directions correct. Now, I'm going to show you several of my family recipes that I've enjoyed through the years, and I'll show you what I did with them, and maybe you can do something similar. This is a recipe that my mother, Martha Gaines, wrote on a recipe card. It is brand Muffins. It is actually written in her handwriting. Now, this index card has the ingredients on the front, and then it has the directions on the back on how to make the brand muffins. Here's another recipe that my mother wrote that I love. This is called cheese puffs. She wrote it on an index card. This is her handwriting, and it's very special to me because it is her handwriting. And on the back is the directions on how to create the cheese puffs. Now, I'll show you another recipe that I use every summer. It's called watermelon cookies. Now, it is not a family recipe, but this was given to me by a young lady named Janet Hill years ago, when my boys were little, like maybe 2 or 3. And I wrote the directions on the ingredients on one side, but on the other side is the directions on how to create the watermelon cookies. Now, they're not actually made out of watermelon. They are cookies that look like watermelons, and we've enjoyed those every summer. So this is a very special recipe that I love to pass down to my family. Now, what I did was I took the recipe directions and I wrote them on a cute little red piece of construction paper. And I wrote the ingredients on the front and I drew it to make it look like a watermelon. And then I put the directions on the back. Now, then I took the card and I taped it to another piece of construction paper so I could keep it together, because you don't want to tape the top and the bottom because the directions are on the back. Now, not only can you can also use a just regular index card to write your family recipes on. This is one that I found. It was actually a lavender color. This is the cheese puffs that my mother makes, and I wrote it on a index card. It's a small index card. Those larger index cards are probably better to keep if you have a long recipe. You don't have to use an index card. you can use a piece of construction paper. This is just yellow construction paper that you can write your recipe on. I was looking through some things and I found this recipe card. You can actually write on this one, and it has a little snowman here, kind of a decorative thing. Now, when you write something on your recipe card and you want to put it on a different card or a piece of paper, it doesn't have to be, you can create your own. It doesn't have to be what I have done. But you can put it on this. This is an index card that I've taped onto the yellow index card. Now you can write the recipe here, and you can draw something around, or maybe write something at the bottom about the recipe, that we've enjoyed these watermelon cookies every summer. That kind of thing. Make it your own. And you can also put stickers or color some things around here that would be really cute and make it very colorful. I think most of you would be very creative with that. Now, I hope you will enjoy our cooking camp. And I know Miss Deb and Miss Flo have made some wonderful recipes for you to use with things you have in your home. And to me, these copying a recipe, you can use whatever you have at your home. I think it would work out fine. And if you do have a favorite recipe, let me just suggest this. Ask your parents or your mom or your grandmother about the recipe if they have one. And maybe you might want to write a little something about my grandmother, what your grandmother told you about the recipe. Oh, well, my grandmother used to make this, and we'd have it at family dinners, on picnic dinners on the grounds at church. Something that makes that recipe special. Now, I hope that you are having a good day, and I hope that you can find some time to create this craft and share it with others maybe. Now, let me share a few good words before we close. And the word today that I'd like to share with you is hope. You know, hope is a feeling of trust that something good will happen, just like we trust in that favorite family recipe. I hope that today has been good for you. I hope you will smile, and I hope you'll pass that on to others. Now, when you smile and pass it to someone else, now that's goodwill. Goodbye. Have a good day.